Welcome back for a brand new adventure of sailing Oka solo. In a rush to get north before the winter really kicks in, the weather is catching up and we still have 200 miles to go before safe harbor.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within, calling. This heavy load got under your skin, hauling. You got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside, heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors. Right. Moments pass, leave this one count. Untied, you're so good, dragging yourself down. Why?
Having the new generator really changed the way things are done on Oka, because I don't necessarily need to run the generator as much while underway, and I just run it for about like 6 hours to charge from close to discharge to full with the 3000 watt charger, and it makes a huge difference, because if I compare it to last year when I did this exact same trip, I traveled yesterday the same distance as what I did in 2 days last year. Well, not only I have the new generator, but I also have a much bigger battery, so that makes a huge difference, that's for sure. But it makes for a much more pleasant and less stressful trip. I'm really glad that I waited before I took off from the dock this morning, because not only the current was against me, which there are quite a few knots of current in this channel. We're just entering JOHNSTONE Strait. So if you've seen any of my videos, this is kind of the milk run for me. I've been through here quite a few times. So I got to learn the good spots and the bad spots to stay overnight.
Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors.
4 months ago, I sailed past these waters on my way south. I'm now heading north. So I was heading south to Ladysmith to go to school for a few months, because I was trying to acquire my 60-ton master's ticket, which allows me to drive water taxis, work boats, or tugboats up to 60-ton. And I've officially passed everything, so I'm just heading back to work and run this 36-foot tugboat for a while.
There's a heart gone out of rhythm in this
For years, I've wanted to stop and explore Port Neville, but every time I sailed past, it was always full of tourists and the dock was just full of boats. So I've always just carried on. But this time, because it's the middle of winter, there's no one out here, so I've got it all to myself, and Winter is really enjoying her time on the grass. For well over a century, Port Neville was an important place on the coast, and over the years it operated as a fuel depot, a post office and general store, and as a general gathering place, as it's one of the very few communities in the Johnstone Strait.
Can I see it? Oh, good girl.
I think that's an old cable winch or something like that. It's hard to tell.
Get it, Winter. Oh no, get the ball.
Pretty goddamn cold out. I guess it's could be worse. I'm not gonna complain too much. It's still above zero. There's sun, and actually I'm almost suspicious that it hasn't rained the entire trip. Those rained for a few days at the beginning of November, and then that's it. Like, we haven't had rain since last spring. So now it's the I think 19th of or 18th of November. So we've been underway for a few hours from Port Neville, and we're doing awesome. We're doing above 5 knots non-stop. We've reached like
6.5 knots a couple times, and it's about 15 knots right from behind. So we're cruising pretty good. It's a little lumpy because of all the current, because there's what does it say? There's like something like 2 or 3 knots of current. Oh, it's 1.6 knots of current right now, and it's still increasing. So I'm kind of curious how fast we'll be going, and I'm hoping that we reach maybe, I don't know about Telegraph Cove, but maybe Alert Bay. That'd be nice, but that would be after dark so far. Keep the speed. Just like that, the wind's gone. So we're not gonna make it as far as I thought we would. We're not gonna make it to either like Alert Bay or Telegraph Cove, which is a little bit closer. We're actually gonna go to Growler Cove, which is just about 10 miles from here. We're motoring and we're still making 4 knots, even though we're using about like a 1.5 kilowatts. Which is like normally that's about like 3.5 knots. So we're doing 4.5 knots now. So there's still a bit of current in our favor, and it's getting pretty cold pretty quick, because the sun just went over the mountain, and it's just the peak, just right there, just the peak. And like the second it went over that peak, holy, I could feel that. So hopefully we have some sunlight still for a little bit. Woohoo! We got some sunlight again. For a little bit anyways. God, that feels good. It's been pretty much like freezing temperature like for the last few days, or like it gets to like a few degrees above zero in the day, but at night it's definitely freezing. We just lifted anchor from Growler Cove, which is just a few miles before Telegraph Cove. I really don't want to be sailing at night right now, just because it's so freaking cold. Right now it's close to freezing temperature. It's barely above freezing. It seems like it's going to warm up a little bit in the next few days and maybe get some rain. But it's going to be like 35 to 40 knots, so I think I'm going to have to wait for weather to cross Queen Charlotte's Sound again. Well, that's what I get for doing it in the winter.
wish I could back